is. You ain't calling to condemn Sat. But I don't tell all you why she can't condemn Sat. Mrs. Prasad says you cannot condemn Sat. You'll get it in your shaft again. And the reason why all you can't, you all are not addressing it. Every time. Listen, it's the most amount of names I ever hear them call a man in office. The most amount of names. Dr. Rowley has been called all kind of thing coming into office. But you know, sometimes I say we PNM people too does be we are guilty of that somehow here. Because they like to take rake. The fake news just fool all here. I ain't taking that in. I'm not taking that. For far too long, I sit down a day and I listen to Sat call Mrs. McIntosh, this, that, all kind of name. Why she could never name East Indian name and this and that and the other? You have been disrespecting the African race for too long, Sat Maharaj. But what you expect? What you express, Bruce? What you express when Nalini could tell we how they think about we?
Thank you for calling.
I'm real upset.
Okay, how may I assist?
Yeah, hello?
Hi?
Let me tell you something, right? Right? I pay my bill and I pay to watch ZTV. I ain't paying to watch no flicking nigga, okay? Why does I look at all the Indian channel and put on them stupid local shows in ZTV? ZTV is a flicking international show. That when I took my packages from B-Mobile and all the transfer thing, I pay to watch my Indian show. I pay to watch us thinking Rowley and he's thinking flicking PNM people, okay? Why does I have to put on them local thing in ZTV? ZTV is a flicking international show station. Why all didn't want to, if all didn't wanted to have Rowley and he's thinking nigga people, put it in local shows. Why does that is what I
just had to play it for a little here. I'm reminding you. And then comes Sat. And then came Sat.
So, a little bit in Tobago, what happened there? Nothing going correct in Tobago. They're lazy. 6 out of 10 of them working for the Tobago House of Assembly, getting money from Port of Spain. They don't want to work. And when they get a job, they go 9:30 and 10 o'clock they go for breakfast. The rest of them able-bodied men, they don't want to work at all. Run crab race, run goat race, and go on the beach hunting for white meat. You see a white girl there, you rape sheep, you take away all she camera and everything. This record, you know. This is what Tobago is all about. But anything they want, they're going to get. So now, we have a lot of ferries already. Our Prime Minister is renting a ferry to take Tobagonians from Scarborough, bring them to Port of Spain, so they could buy market in Port of Spain market. They're going up today. They're coming to make market, you know. From Tobago, we paying for them to come and pay market here, you know. And you know how much our Prime Minister pays our money? Every day, $263,580 a day for this boat to bring them lazy people from Scarborough to come and make market in Port of Spain and take them back. They wouldn't grow nothing there. They wouldn't grow nothing. When they catch their crab, it's to run race. And when they mine their goat, it's to run race. They come in Port of Spain, growing nothing. We paying. We the taxpayers in Trinidad. We paying. Whatever Tobago wants, Tobago gets. And I am saying we should change the name of this country. We are no longer Trinidad and Tobago. We are Tobago and Trinidad. We are subservient to them. Right? And this
online and you start seeing this blog here or this news site here, which looks kind of credible. You've never heard of it before, but I'm going to go and check that out. And you start to see all over the place all these stories that you aren't seeing in mainstream media. And then you start to question, why isn't it that mainstream media isn't talking about these like insane stories that I'm seeing all over the place? And then you establish distrust. And once they stop trusting the institutions, you know, the media being one of them, you've now captured them. And the reason that's important is because if I'm starting to think about things and I'm starting to see things that aren't necessarily the reality of the situation, I am now behaving in a way that is fundamentally different to if I had known that this is fake.
I just had to drop that on all you. Do you know who that is? Chris Wiley of Cambridge Analytica. All of this, for me, that's how all of this song is. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Sharon. How you doing?
A day, Mr. Archer, a day.
Girl, no use the pressure upon them choose the people. Let me tell you something, Sharon. Tobago is a wonderful place. We are so happy in Tobago. Sat Maharaj and them cannot lead me astray. Cannot lead me astray. Let me tell you something. I tell you yesterday already, 99.9% of the people in Tobago belongs to Tobagonians. Black people, African people. When you sit down and listen, I listened to the opposition leader last night on the news. I wanted to play the clip and listen to it properly.
I'm trying to get it.
She was trying to say, I will not condone needy, but she's saying that I condone. If you listen to it properly, I condone. And she didn't want to mention the name Sat Maharaj. I don't know
she
if
afraid.
Or what. I want Camilla Prasad Bissesa. That's a word fella name. And all them frontline fellas, them frontline batsmen, them frontline speakers for the opposition to come out and condemn. All of them are afraid of Sat Maharaj. All of them. But let me tell you something. We are taking that thing out. I tell you the flat. Tobagonians are not militant, but they are serious people. They are very, very serious people. Camilla and them will understand. Camilla feels Tobagonians how serious we are.
Mr. Archer?
Came here one time for election and started to talk one side of foolishness.
Mr. Archer?
One side of nonsense on platform. Then Sugar Rose and them to sing and talk between royal and what. And she feels Tobagonians. She knows Tobagonians serious. And Sat, I don't want Tobagonians to rise up against Hindus. Okay? I don't want Tobagonians to rise up against Hindus. Because. Thank you, sir.
And Sharon, I call in on this morning for Sewage, MP Sewage Rambachan to condemn Sat Maharaj. I call in also on Bo Tiwari to condemn Sat Maharaj. I also call in on Ganga Singh to condemn Sat Maharaj. Right? And I also call in on the one who gave out all the numbers, the telephone number, Devan Maharaj, to condemn Sat Maharaj's statement. Then we will see clearly in this country, because here it is. All of them belongs to the Hindu religion. Here it is, the general secretary of the Hindu religious organization of Trinidad and Tobago. And they hold leadership position in various constituencies in Trinidad. Right? In Trinidad. And I want to hear them come out publicly and condemn what Sat Maharaj said. I even call it on my colleague and MP for San Augustine, Prakash Ramadhan, to condemn Sat Maharaj's statement this morning, because I condemn his statement, because that statement, what he did, right, it was damaging to the people of Tobago. You cannot go and say they're lazy. So then Ian Robinson, who was the first Prime Minister from Tobago, the first president from Tobago, the first chief secretary from Tobago, the man who come in Trinidad and Tobago, and was the one who was heading the no vote campaign was a lazy MP. This is a man who stand up for the democracy of Trinidad and Tobago. This is a man who stand up when the country was in the darkest hour. Who it is did it? It's not nobody else. It was a Tobagonian who say attack with full force, who say he rather lay his life, right, than give up the democracy of our country. And when you talk about the country, talk about Trinidad and Tobago, the man who formed the International Criminal Court, who was the founding member. And why he fought for all this so much years? Why? Because he see how people are being treated throughout the world. So A.N.I. Robinson was a rapist. A.N.I. Robinson was lazy. A.N.I. Robinson was just taking a boat to come to Trinidad to go in the market in Port of Spain and go back to Tobago. This is an insult. And I call it on all of them this morning, the 41 MPs in the parliament of our country, the 31 senators. Everybody should come out and condemn Sat Maharaj's statement. It was an attack also to not only on our people but on our race. Because 99% of the people of Tobago are African. And I'm saying that this morning we cannot allow this to continue in our country. We must see God in every face rather than race. Right? That's what we have to do. And this morning, that's why I'm here, telling the population of Trinidad and Tobago, we must make a stand, and the stand that we must make for is for Trinidad and Tobago, not for no party, not for no race, not for no religion. Because that cannot save us. That's just dividing us.
Ay. Overseas line caller, good morning.
Morning, Sharon.
Good morning, my darling.
Bruce. Morning, Wendell. Morning,
Good morning.
Director. Because of everybody there. Sharon, I don't want nobody to apologize. I ain't calling on nobody. If anybody had to call on people to apologize, it's not coming from the heart. They would have, so long, when Sat say that, how much days now? And if they ain't apologize yet, when they're going to apologize, I ain't calling on no one to apologize. I'd come like give a half-hearted, by the way, something last night on the news as an afterthought. And that is not an apology. And I don't want her to come out and apologize. I want nobody to apologize. I'm calling on not one soul to apologize. I'm calling on Tobagonians to take it to heart. I'm calling on them to get up and act. I'm calling on them to let them know where they stand. Tobagonians who feel that they was being insulted, you have the power in your hands. They have businesses there. They come in and look for land there. They come in and ask for your vote there. Right? You have a lot of ways to show them how you feel. Nobody don't apologize. I don't want to hear no apology from nobody. Let the Tobagonians take it into their hands and do what they have to do. We ain't talking about no violence. We ain't talking about no we're talking about you have the power. You have all kind of power. You have financial power. You have voting power. You have all power. You take it into your hands and do what you think is right. I want somebody to go around all Tobago, all in the rural areas where they don't listen to radio, where they didn't hear about it yet. Put it on loudspeaker, go around and let everybody hear what Sat think about them. And let me see what the Tobagonians going to do. Sell them all your land still. Sell them all your land. Sell, because double's more popular in Tobago than anything. Buy what they have to buy, what they're selling here. Sell them what you have to sell. Sell them the land still. Because businesses opening in Tobago by East Indians, big building, government rented building from East Indians in Tobago. Where they get the land from? Where they get the land from? Tobago was a more 99% African. Now Tobago is all kind of thing. And how they get in there? How they get in there? Because Tobago is selling them and giving them what they need to come and tell them these things today. So Tobago, you sit down and play dead. Lie down. Only docile. Stay docile. And let them walk all over the Tobagonians have to act. I want to hear no apology from nobody. Goodbye, Sharon.
Thank you very much, Carol. Caller, good morning.
Sharon?
Yes.
Good morning.
Morning.
This is Tedba here.
Tedba, my darling.
Yeah. Sharon, it shouldn't come as no surprise to all of us here in Trinidad and Tobago. The etiology of this thing they call UNC and everything associated with it. That started since Dr. Williams applied for independence from the Queen, and Mr. Capeldo gave his famous speech in that great gathering. And he saw his first set of, well, in the third paragraph of his statement, and he's talking about prejudice, always latent, can easily become an instrument of policy. These are the things that tell apart in their intent. That was their intent from before. That's why you could hear people nowadays telling you that they don't have enough of them in the police service and this. They want to go to the CCJ because they don't have no Indians in there. This is their characteristics. And they've been hiding it for the longest while, but now it's coming out, and it's coming out viciously. I was listening to that Monday night forum, and some speaker came out there and talking about we should get vexed, we should be mad. That is inciting people. And you know, just the other evening, well, I think it was in the afternoon on one of the other programs between Google and Dane and them, I hear a caller come out and calling and warning the talk show host. Don't go and try to tie Kamala with the statement of Sat, but all is one. All is one. Once they align to that and they want to say who is not this and who is not that, but all of them have the symbol of their unity. And they might not display it verbally, but ideologically and symbologically. They're displaying it and they're flaunting it in our face. And that's what they're trying to do to Tobago. They never like them there, you know. They want to take over everything. You can imagine the kind of things that this man said. In the second paragraph, he said the control and supervision of police could develop into the formation of a Praetorian Guard with the resultant palace revolution. They know they want to take over. And we hearing it over and over. Look, somebody, I think it was Dane and them was talking about a police officer met a family traveling somewhere in South, that where they find they shouldn't be. And the terms that they identify them as and telling them they're lucky, they have children in the car. These are the things in their heart. These are the things in their heart, and they tell you, the mouth, the tongue speak it out of the abundance of the heart.
That's right.
What Sat say? What Kamala say? If she telling Sat, speak Sat, you speak for us. And who is the us? It was their time now, right? That's the us they were talking about. It's we time now, when they get into power. You know that when they came into power in 2010 with that, the 3/5 majority, they purged all senior officers that they could have get to do it without impunity and kicked out anything that looked like African. No, Dr. Rowley take over. He doesn't have that advantage. So they're still pressuring and applying their influence.
Leave it there, Ted, man.
Okay, Ted. We'll talk again.
Thank you very much. Mrs.
Hello.
Crosby?
Hello, yes.
Yes.
You know, I heard the Children's Authority people were speaking this week about children, you know, having sex and all of that. So, and the age they're referring to, you know, like 13-year-old under 13. I would think that is, I think they must have been raped. But I want to know if they have authorized rape, because there were some who married children 10, 11, 12 years. So I don't know if that is rape too. that they know so much about raping that they know who does rape and who can rape. Sharon, you think so?
Mrs. Crosby?
You're only asking a question.
I had to tell you this morning. I had to tell you this morning. You see you? I love you.
Mrs. Crosby?
You are a boss.
Mrs. Crosby, you know, the age for consent is 18.
18, I know.
I wonder if they'd make it retroactive.
Well,
you should have make it retroactive.
And Mrs. Crosby, who kick against it?
Well, I may have to go into my book and see and check to see. But when the other day I sent a message, but you didn't get. I don't think you'll get it, but I'm saying to you now. Right now we have the government. We have the PNM government, and we have a obstruction party as opposition. But we want an opposition party. And this is your message I'm giving you now. Me telling you to go now to form government because you have to come in first.
Yes.
As opposition.
So, Mr. Twabi, you want me in parliament?
Huh?
You want me in parliament?
Yes, so we want an opposition party to work on that. Okay?
Yeah.
Because you see the rate where they are going to stay there and go further back. So let it continue in that way, and they will be able to come up to opposition, correct, with their obstruction. So I want you to have your party ready. Aim
for opposition.
Okay? And we will have a Trinidad and Tobago again with reasonable people who could understand.
Well, it's nice to see Ms. Crosby.
Thank you very much,
Mrs.
Mrs.
Crosby.
Crosby.
Parliament, Sharon.
But let me just say, we have an obituary to do at 7:30. It's 7:30. At 7:40, it's 7:39 now. And you can see us live. You can see me live up to 8 o'clock here. Street 919 FM, Titans of Democracy live stream. Go on your YouTube quickly and get inside. You still have a couple of minutes with us. And of course, Trinidad and Tobago. We still have a few seconds going. TAT sends Sat a warning. But you see, TAT of itself want a warning for themselves too. Because too many things in the public, I hear other radio stations behaving in some kind of manner. It's unbecoming, just like Sat. Just that Sat calling names to people, but they allow people to call on the radio station and call the Prime Minister and the President and all of these people names. That I never hear in any other country. So Sat has to, they tell him to watch his words. That is all they tell him, watch his words.
I see Mr. Chances be also calling in the other stage, and he just had to come out and defend and tell them where they're going wrong.
Yes.
And the announcers, the host there.
People.
I don't understand.
In the clause of the 9 of the concession granted to Central Broadcasting Services Limited on March 13, 2018, which says the concessionaire shall not A. transmit any program, information or other material which degrades or portray in a negative manner or discriminates against or encourages discrimination against any person or group by reason of race, origin, class, religion, or sex. We'll be back. Obituary. Don't shift your dial.
The Street 919 FM has been asked to announce the passing of Felicia Horsford, a.k.a. Faithy, who departed this life at the age of 78 years on Saturday, the 13th of April 2019 at her residence, 13th Street, Theatre Village, Point Fortin. She will be lovingly remembered as the daughter of the late Felicity Luke, wife of the late Ulrich Horsford, mother of Joyce of the USA, Carl, Joan, Wayne Bigback, Winston of the USA, Sharon of the USA, Lisa, and Nolson. Grandmother of many, great-grandmother of many, sister of Theresa, Michael, deceased, and Bertrand, deceased, aunt of many, cousin of many, mother-in-law of Darren, Jean, Joanza, Adriana, Anne-Marie, and others, relative of the Primus, Wright, Castle, Moses, and Luke families, and many others, friend of many. The funeral service for the late Felicia Horsford, a.k.a. Faithy, will take place on Thursday, the 18th of April 2019 at 2 p.m. at the Point Fortin Seventh-day Adventist Church, Mainfield Road, Point Fortin, thence to the Point Fortin Cemetery, Reed Road, Point Fortin. Inquiries can be made at Elite Funeral Homes Limited at 648-3462.
the street, because we talk to the street.
Come talk with us on the street 919 FM.
Trinidad and Tobago, we are back, and the world by extension listening. Let me say good morning to our TuneIn app listeners. Oh gosh, they're faithful on the line listening. To all our listeners on TuneIn app, we listen to all over the world. Amsterdam, we listen to in Italy, Spain, Germany, New York City, Brooklyn, North Carolina, Florida, Canada. Oh gosh, all over. The UK, so many countries we listen, you know. So I want to say thank you guys for tuning in from 5 in the morning. And you can get us on the YouTube, in your search bar, Street 919 FM, Titans of Democracy live stream. And you'll see us live in studio. We're wearing orange this morning. Director, you in orange too? Well,
He green.
oh gosh, all right. That's a good blend.
We in Titans.
We in Titans. So Trinidad and Tobago. And remember, coming up on the 30th of May is our Titans of Democracy Sports and Family Day. Don't tell me, Wendell, that this time he ain't coming, you know. You set me up. I don't care. I have a corner for COP. I don't let us listen. It's for the listenership. You could be PNM, UNC, COP, whatever. You could be Pumpkin Man and all. The invisible man.
Oh, Pumpkin Man?
Pumpkin Man, anybody, thing, all kind of thing, growing thing these days, and money falling from tree. So, I ain't nothing. But going back to what Tat says, in another, I think it's the Guardian, somewhere it said, watch your words. But in the Express, it says, disturbed by divisive, insightful comments on TV show, Tat sends Sat a warning. And they quoted, and I read it for you, Clause D9 of the concession granted to Central Broadcasting Services Limited, which says the concessionaire shall not A, transmit any program information or other material which degrades or portrays in a negative manner or discriminates against or encourages discrimination against any person or group by reason of race, origin, class, religion, or sex. Well, boy, so much of them break that. D9C also guides against any broadcast program, information, or other material which endangers the security of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, violates any law, is of a defamatory nature, is subversive to peace or public order, or is otherwise contrary to the laws of Trinidad and Tobago. Tat said the authority is of the view that the statements are inappropriate and derogatory to Tobagonians as equal citizens of this country, and therefore a breach of concession clause D9. We are therefore urging you, in the interest of ethical and moral standards, that you pay due regard to the obligations of your concession and the conditions which the draft broadcasting code, within the draft broadcasting code. But Trinidad and Tobago, it's happening too often and too many times on several stations. I listen to programs, even here, that people are allowed to call and degrade other people. And the host doesn't say anything. On our program here in the morning, you stay in your queue and in line. As soon as you start to go out of line, I tell you, engage you and cut you off. And we play the disclaimer. And it is to protect the rights of the radio station, the management, and to protect my behind, what I sitting down on it. Me, I want nobody chucking nothing in it without my approval. So when they send me in a place, when they see you coming, they say, oh boy, fresh meat. They want to start to chew from me here, go down.
Only reds.
And you need all you all right. Not me. So Trinidad and Tobago, if we sit down and allow this to happen, I said it. I'm not telling all you know, I said it. I said this Oreo talk is just one part. They're going to get even more worse. I ain't say it didn't fall on deaf ear too long. I ain't spit on it and dry yet. See what happened? You see what happened? Tobagonians. Every time this Prime Minister, who is of your own culture and how I say it, and origin, he's a Tobagonian. Every time he tries to make Tobago comfortable, here comes somebody to upset it every time. If it's by plane, by boat, whatever, is a problem. Is a problem. So he find that they shouldn't spend 230-something thousand US dollars a day. So Tobago and Trinidad could traverse through the two countries, the two islands. That mustn't happen. It mustn't happen. Boy, if the things I want to say this morning, and the things I want to say right through in my heart, that I'm not allowed to say because I'm sounding just like the other station, and that might write me. They mightn't just write, you know. They might write and send us scissors in the envelope to cut off piece in my tongue. Because it's happening too often. It needs to stop. It needs to stop. When a man coming out of your own space and place could come and tell you all kind of fake news and lie and then say he's swimming from one place to the other and he knows the truth in his heart, and always sit down there and allow him and believe that and following him with his stupidness, this is just another part of the puzzle. They are all, how you call it? They are all cohorts with these people. And it must stop. The Tobagonians are people just like Trinidadians and whoever, whatever part of the world and Caribbeans. So who the hell are you, Sat Maharaj, to talk about Tobagonians in that way? You're fast and out of place. And are taking offense. Because I live with a Tobagonian who ain't no lazy man. Mr. Regis is a Tobagonian. Ain't no lazy man either. They could cook, they could wash, they could clean, and they could otherwise do other things that I saw you, Sat Maharaj, can't do. All you got to do is to watch to see if lines showing in people's clothes and talk about it. What contribution have you given or done for the people of this Trinidad and Tobago? What contribution or what did you do? What have you done?
And Sharon, and when you look at Dwight York playing and putting Trinidad and Tobago, not Tobago, you know, Trinidad and Tobago on the international stage. And people must remember, with Dwight York started off playing Villa, then he went to Arsenal, then he went to one of the top team, Manchester United. People must only, when people used to go on to the TV to watch him, and he played with some of the top players of the world. People mustn't forget Beckham, right? And all these players. And they also, he went further, where people watching this little Trinidadian come from Tobago with a population of 65,000 people, a dot in with about 116 square miles, Tobago, in landscape, and this watching this little Dwight York in the Champion League, right, going all over Europe, and people saying he from Trinidad, and the commentators and them can't put Tobago. They say Trinidad and Tobago, and we was proud. We was proud. We still, and we must not forget that. And when they hear about Tobagonian ladies, so Dwight York is lazy, Dwight York is a rapist. So when the international community hear that, and they say that is not the country Dwight York from. That is not the country Dwight York from. So you could see when it comes to Trinidad, Tobago have put the Trinidad and Tobago, Trinidad on the map also of the world when it comes to terms of sports, culture, heritage, food, education, politics. We had a former prime minister and a president who up to today, the world know about A.N.R. Robinson. He leave an international name for Trinidad and Tobago when it comes to politics and what he did, right, in the International Criminal Court, and where that court set up, and who were the judges that sit there? Huh? Who are the judges?
But I can go further to tell you, when you go to Tobago, you get up 4 o'clock in the morning and you see you going on the beach. Tobagonians outside and doing their work already. They done cutting the bush and doing all their road work and doing everything.
You know what people in the airport yesterday waiting to go to Tobago?
Thank you very much.
Know what people? And a lot of East Indian.
Miss Tunapuna, you there?
Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, Wendell. Good morning,
Good morning.
Bruce. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. I listen all morning, but I tell you, what don't come to get the phone for me. I can't. Listen to me now. Listen to me. Only understand what's going on in Sat Maharaj. since they get the passed the law that you can't interfere with children, all this thing going up in Sat Maharaj's head. And Sat Maharaj start to get sterile. He have Alzheimer's in the brain. Because he like the one who called from Piran. He realized he have people listening to him at the end of the middle. You see the man talking like he's talking about individual there. He ain't having sense to reopen on air. You understand? So let us forget that old floozy. Because the old staff in America, there's no fool like an old fool. And he ain't nothing but a fool. You understand? And Sharon don't let him come from La Tercero.
No, but he had to be told.
He can't marry them together again. So nothing is happening like 14 and stories. All the people start now. All the pray, you overcome. You see them, they're making it good. And when then you see you, I have a body shot here for you. You have to behave yourself. Look at company. Yeah, you have to and you play the fool.
No, that's not put up. You hear what the lady from Tobago said? Must cost me.
Pride go before I fall. When then you appear to make nothing boy come back home. That's why you belong. There's an Oreo come. Oh God, but we only had that so. Don't be ashamed there. We love you when they're gone.
All right. Oh God. Let me just say to all the viewers online, thank you for they jump in quick, boy. They don't make joking. And they'll be quarreling. Let me just say, Delight is saying this is not about Tobago at all. It's an indictment on black people of Trinidad. Stop separating it. Delight, I agree with you, but we cannot not separate it because he spoke of Tobagonians. So we have to speak to that while we speak to the entire black community. Yes, we shouldn't separate it, but we have to separate it at this time because we have to deal with what he said. And that is what he said. So in essence, I want to agree with you at one point, but disagree at the other point. We must separate it to have the discussion, to bring in the conversation of, yes, we are all listening to what he said. Every one of us. Caller, good morning. What are you asking me? He is the only person that's... Wait, hold on. He's not the only person that's do it.
Real foolishness on the program. You and the two people are trying to stop people from going. You need I going out of line and trying to stop out line. They don't put in your radio station. There are some callers who totally disrespectful to other callers and disrespectful to other people. And certain announcers just allow them. Because either calling to cussy on them, lead them, cussy on them. But when they're cussing you and you're British, because they don't know what people getting paid. That's wrong. But people will sell out their heart and their soul, even though they know it's the wrong thing. Once they get a buck, we'll do it.
Thank you, caller. Leave it there. Caller, we gotta leave it there. Guys, I can't take any more calls because we're getting ready to leave. I am getting ready to leave and to make way for today, Juliet. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, thank you very much, Wendell. And let me say good morning to, hold on. Take this call from Bruce. Let me say good morning to Foreign, TTB on the line. Foreign, long time. And welcome, darling. Welcome. I hope all is well with you today. So, Wendell, give us your closing comments. I know you're regular, as I call you. You just jump to the cause. So, we ain't stopping this. We have to continue this. Yes. So if I get vexed and tell you tomorrow, I continue, you have to come here.
Well, right. But so long as they deal with national issues, I always hear. And this is a national issue, and we must keep on until we get a proper apology.
Okay. Nice. So, Trinidad and Tobago. So, we're getting ready to leave. Oh gosh, the hour has come so quick, but I know you have fire coming after me. Real fire coming after. I ain't worried for that. Fire. So it's from fire to more fire. Trinidad and Tobago, this is where I have to leave it today. The word for today is in the garden. I trust that my highest good is unfolding. Before I begin my day, I pause for a prayerful moment and affirm my highest good is unfolding. I turn within and enter the silence, devoting time and attention towards the unlimited peace and power of my source. These precious times in prayer remind me of Jesus' time spent in the Garden of Gethsemane. Meditation allows me to commune with spirit and feel a greater sense of oneness in these moments. I feel God's presence in the garden of my soul. Even in my darkest hour, I am reminded that God's light always shines for me. The truth is that divine light shines in through although as me, supporting me in facing any of life's challenges. Remembering these truths, I remind myself of the good unfolding in my life. The Lord will guide you continually. Isaiah 58:11. Trinidad and Tobago, this is where I want to leave it for today. Talk to you tomorrow, please God. I'm hoping that I'll be here tomorrow, please God. Hope I get up early. But I should be here in one piece. And of course, let me thank all the people who jumped onto the live very quickly and carried it up. Thank you guys. And to our tuning up listeners, thank you very much. And to all our listeners on the radio, on your phones, wherever you are, whatever part of the world, whatever mechanism you're using, we want to thank you very much. We're gone. Be safe, be good, be happy. Ciao.
Talk. You talk. Come talk with us.
On the street.
919 FM.
Enagic change your water, change your life. Enagic water purifier, one machine, 5 types of water. Enagic makes strong Kangen water with an 11.5 pH. Kangen water with 8.5 to 9.5 pH, healthy drinking and cooking water. Clean water with 7.0 pH. Beauty water for skin, hair, and plants with a 6.0 pH. Strong acid water with a 2.5 pH. This water is known to disinfect, kill viruses and bacteria.